your boy, Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. And how are you all doing on this fine and wonderful and glorious Thursday? Yes, Thursday afternoon. It was at 15:53. I'm running a little late this afternoon, just a skosh. But despite that, I am doing great and wonderful and fantastic, and I certainly hope that you, my dear, wonderful and fantastic and great and loyal viewers, are also doing wonderful and fantastic and great. I might want to practice that spiel just a little bit more. But yeah, it is Thursday, which you all know I love because it's the day before Friday, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and set some things up. And I've asked how you all doing, but I didn't give you the opportunity to answer, which is shame on me. So how are you all doing? Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. Or conversely, inversely, alternatively, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. Both messages are extremely heartfelt, by the way. But yeah, Thursday. That's so good. That's so great. That's so wonderful. Just because it's Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got this notice from the rental company, not the property managers, which apparently I have a blue bin and a broom, which are not considered outdoor furniture, on my patio. Which is really odd because I'm pretty certain I only have one broom and it's sitting right there. But okay, all right, I'll take a look. To be honest, I haven't actually been out there in quite some time, so I'm sure there's something out there that probably should be moved or removed or changed. But we'll find out. All right, so we have editor up, terminal up. I'm a little scatterbrained right now, I guess, because it is nearly the end of the week. I'm running on fumes as far as discipline goes, and I did just finish my training, as you can no doubt tell by the jackness. And plus it is, like I said, the 8th week of consecutive training, so gotta muscle through just one more training day, which is tomorrow. What do we got here? What to do when your term life insurance is expiring. Sunscreen's gonna soak all the way into your bloodstream. Duh. How to start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. Fluently or just speaking it? You see, there's a difference there. You notice that? And then there's comprehension too. To be honest, I think comprehension would probably be more important than just speaking it. But that's just me. It's been a long time since I picked up a new language. So we got the Toto, which we're still on the demo, right? And we were playing around with the pop-ups. So let's start this up. Obviously, since it's Thursday and Friday's Gaming with Joe, I'm not really pushing myself to dive into anything incredibly new just now. So let's start this up. Let's see where we're at. Although, to be fair, my other concern is that so if next week is my rest week from training, it also means it's the rest week from extreme dieting, which unfortunately means I'm going to have a bit of an energy issue, potentially an energy issue. Oh, do you see this? You see this? This is LaCroix. Sure, you're saying to yourself, Freelancer Joe, did you give up and did you just cough up the extra money for the LaCroix? It is true, I did cough up extra money. But as it turns out, they were on sale for $3.99 as opposed to their usual price of $5.99, and as opposed to the off-brand that I've been getting, which is $3.69. Now, for 30 cents more, is LaCroix worth the extra 30 cents? Oh yeah, absolutely. It is higher quality. And I do love me some coconut. But is it $2 more? Is it worth $2 more? No. No, not really. Now, the real sticking point is $1. I might go easily up to 50 cents more. But like that 50 cents to $1, it's like, yeah, maybe even up to 75 cents, I would say. But yeah, an extra 2.20. Nah, I will make do with the. I don't want to say subpar, because it's not really subpar. The off brand that I'm using, the off brand, the lesser. I guess lesser is right. It is lesser, but it is adequate or suitable, I should say. Oh, we got some boingins. That's lots of boingins. Oh, we got some packages delivered. Not for me, but for somebody else. Somebody else. Okay, where are we at? Oh wow, I've already covered the 3 fluffer issues. LaCroix, this thing, and my phones. That was not well planned. That was not well planned at all. You're supposed to space those things out. It's Thursday. Who cares? I hope I'm projecting. That's another thing I'm worried about now. And mail. Alright, so we were working on Charlie. And we coded it up so that we could create unique pop-ups for each of these fields simply by passing in some parameters. That is true. That is true. I'm looking at the time. Okay, let's be real quick about it. So we've got what do we got? State. Okay, state view value and edit app view value. Okay. So this is going to be state view value. For the first field, this is going to be edit app view value. For the second field, and we're going to just take the tooltip. That's field 1. This goes here. Oop. Is not navigated away from. You gotta remember what the key is because that's what we're gonna pass in on the icon button. Right. Now we need the title. So the title goes here. I'll take this key for the second field. And that goes there. Take the text. Wait, was that the text or was that the title? Oh, that's the title. Okay, title. State view value, edit app view value. Okay, and now we just we look at that inconsistency. Punctuation. See, we got a period here. We don't have a period here, and I don't know where the other one went. Get rid of that period, and we got this. Alright, so let's see if that works. And while that's doing that, let's see. Currently, I also got, ooh. Yep. Here's a meme from today's meme from Mom, which is nice. And of course, I never leave any witnesses, so that's perfectly fine. Wow, it seems kind of quiet today too. It's strange. Looks like we're back. Looks like that came up. Alright, so did this work? State view value. This field maintains value change as long as the page is not navigated away from. Alright. Edit app view value for Charlie. This field maintains value changes regardless of navigation. And this was the original one. App view value Bravo. Alright, so yeah, that worked. That was quick. You're no doubt thinking to yourself, Freelancer Joe, why didn't you pad things out? Well, it's because when I woke up this morning, well, if you were working with me yesterday, you saw that I was like not entirely keen about how this was laid out, or just something about the solution was kind of throwing me off. And I woke up this morning and I said, oh, you know what? This is a particular alternative I can do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore the alternative. So in this one we have a dialog info object, but we're gonna default that bad boy to null. That is, it's not defined. Is that in state? Yeah. And instead of handle toggle, we're going to have handle dialog. We're going to just call it action for now. So handle dialog action. We're just going to pass in a title and the text, right? We're going to ignore the event. And we're going to say let's just say show. Yeah, okay. If show, yeah, if show. Kind of debating about whether or not I need that. See all these questions. If show this dot set state dialog info. We're actually going to create a dialog info object with a title of the value that was passed in and the text that was passed in. Right? And then, but if we weren't showing, we're going to set the state for that particular object back to null. Set state dialog info null. No. So how does that help us? Well, we're not quite there yet. Now we also need an alternative to this function, which I mentioned before was an issue. Okay, we'll leave we're going to work with that bottom one again because it's pretty easy to get to. We'll leave the original here. Well, the only thing that's going to change is the icon button. Alright, so when you click the icon button, what is it going to do? It's going to call handle dialog action. And we're going to show, so true. And title, go here. Because they're passing in the values. Not one extra one there. And we also need the text again, which is fine. Thank you very much. There we go. Alright, that's all well and good. Okay, we're going to modify it. We'll make it entirely. No, we'll go ahead and modify this one. We've got classes, we've got dialogue. No, actually, we'll create an entirely new one. Just for now. So basically, we need to render a pop-up or dialogue object that can actually take advantage of those particular changes. So render pop-up. Render action pop-up. Alright, so it, however, is going to pull that info object from the state. And if there is no dialog info, then we return a div of empty. That's fine. And then otherwise, whether or not it's open is the dialog info object visible, or did I say show? No, there was no visible. Basically, if there is a dialog info object, we can go ahead and show. Okay. Let me see. If I say dialog open equals dialog info, that is not Boolean. I think that'll work. I'm not sure. Handle dialog action. So, and it's kind of a messy function, parameters for that function, but so now it's going to call that dialog action thing, but we're just going to pass false, and well, it doesn't matter what we pass in for those, but okay. Labeled by, we don't set a key. We'll just go with title. I doubt that's unique enough, but dialog info.title. Dialog info.text. This probably isn't unique enough, I don't think. And then it's the same thing to close it. So we just do this. Of course, we still need to actually render this new pop-up dialog. Alright, let's see if that works. I will talk about it more once it's actually working, assuming we get it working. Unbelievable. So I went online to schedule a car maintenance. And I told them, alright, I prefer to be contacted by email. So then they send me the reminder for the email, via email, that I have an appointment, and they want me to confirm by calling them. It's like, you know, if I wanted, I wouldn't click please contact me by email if I didn't mind calling. Yeah, it blew up. That's not surprising. No, not J. Was it J? I thought it was K. Should be lots of red. That dialog info is null. Right, but I check for that, don't I? Oh, yeah. If not, dialog info. So, y'all got plans for the weekend? Oh yeah, Mother's Day this weekend. So I hope y'all are planning to do something special for your mamas. I should remember to give my mom a call. And hopefully she received the packages that were delivered. Alright, so that came up. And that came up. Now here's the big question. Does this one come up? Up, U, Alpha, Bravo. Yeah. And these other ones still work, right? Right. Okay, so what was the whole point of that? Or actually, in case you're doubtful that that really was the change, let's go here. We'll make this action. Let's see if it comes back up. Charlie. Action of you. Yes. Alright. So why did I go through all that, considering it was already working? Well, this is an interesting one. Both solutions work, right? So there are some that would make the argument about one being more performant than the other, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to stylistic choice. Unfortunately, you will have some developers that prefer one style versus other developers who prefer the other style. You don't always get agreement. Oftentimes you don't. And developers will spend hours debating with each other about which approach is the best one to do, instead of just taking the half an hour to implement it and just move on. Now, which one do I prefer myself? Well, to be fair, what I do not like, well, I do like this handle toggle feature where just that, you know, not visible and that kind of thing. That's kind of slick. What I don't like about that approach is that we have these constant values here, maintained in the view state, which means they're not going to change. So I really shouldn't be holding them in state. And in fact, since they're constants, actually I probably could pull them out to somewhere up here and just use keys instead. Or I could be like the other one and use configuration values. But, see, I mean, we're just... Is gilding the lily the right word? It might be gilding the lily. I don't know. But yeah, you see, I mean, from a user perspective, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Um, Performance-wise, it doesn't seem to be going any slower. Although there are probably some hardware pieces where it would make a difference, to be sure. So, I mean, it really does boil down to which one do you prefer doing. Now, what the other thing I do already like about the uh, the original method is simply that I'm already passing it in the keys to use for the IDs. So, I would give that one a slight edge. But then again, like I said, I don't necessarily like having those constant values stuck there in the state. So that's just annoying. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I would probably go with the action thing. Although, one other thing I would change. So I have one function to handle both the showing and not showing of this new pop-up, right? But when I call it to close, I pass in two empty parameters that aren't used. That's just not good. That's not good form. I should have a separate function. And again, that's a stylistic point. I mean, it still works this way. Just it's not necessarily clear or concise. You have to properly document that sort of behavior. Uh, Definitely, if you want to make things easier to follow. But be that as it may, either way that I go, I'm not going to be able to finish it in time. So let's go ahead and wrap things up. I'm barely making it through this Thursday. I tell you that much. Really looking forward to the weekend, and I certainly hope that you are looking forward to the weekend. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Hopefully, I was able to give you some level of enjoyment and show you that in the world of software, there are many, many ways of doing things, and at the end of the day, as long as it works, what does it matter? Cool good words about liking and subscribing, commenting, and suggesting. Again, tomorrow is Gaming with Joe, which I already pre-recorded. I thought it was pretty fun, so maybe check that out if you're interested in some more Borderlands action. If not, then yeah, I hope you join me on Saturday when we're going to do Drinks with Joe. Or we might do Coffee with Joe. I'm not sure about that one yet either. But we're definitely going to do something. And I hope you join me for that. But I hope that you have a wonderful Thursday and Friday. And until the next time you join me, I hope that you take care and God bless.